Hello and welcome to the recap of GMan Divisions 6C and 6D. This is before any games are actually played in their respective divisions, and we will be doing some team reviews and looking at possible outcomes at the end of the season.
So, just tell these guys real quick who you are and what you're doing.
My name is Svaho, and I am from GMan Division 2. I'm the coach of BDS Elves at the moment, and I'm joined by Hindus.
Yes, that's me. I'm the coach of the Lounging Lizards in 6A, and I'm pretty new to the league, so yeah, let's go from there.
So we will start with Division 6C, and we will be going in the order that Blood Bowl made. I don't know what the exact order is, but we will start with Khemirates' Necromantic team.
Exactly. So, let's have a look at his roster.
He has obviously played games in before the season started in some of the G-Man organized stuff like that.
The Greenhorn
Rebbl.
Cup. It was.
Yeah, that Rebbl does, and he has sustained an injury, a minus movement on the flesh golem.
And this was actually my fault, because I had the last game in Greenhorn Cup against him.
Did you at least foul him?
And no, but I did foul both his werewolves and got them both out, so.
Well, that's actually something. And well, he has a Claw Mighty Blow werewolf. That's really scary to look at. And I guess that the next skill, if it isn't piling on, it has to be block. And this guy could tear through the division. This guy could actually tear through the division because we have Khemri, we have Chaos Dwarves, we have
I believe we have two Chaos Dwarves in this
yes,
division.
we have two Chaos Dwarves, we have Orcs, and we have Chaos. And even Dark Elves could suffer from the Claw Mighty Blow. And even the Goblins and their little trolls that they bring with them aren't safe. The Wood Elves have a Tree Man, so even he isn't safe. So Khemirates already starting with an amazing player with that werewolf. 60k in the bank, and Mighty Blow on the white as well.
Yes.
How do you feel about the movement guy?
The movement impaired guy, I guess he's good for now. For the line of scrimmage, I would just keep him like he is right now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'd also keep him like he is. Flesh golems usually just are there to like be nuisances in one place. Yeah. If he doesn't level before he gets like over 150k, like if he doesn't level, I'd swap him out because it's always better to have a healthy one. But if he does level in the next 2 or 3 games, I would think twice about that. I wouldn't be actually so sure. I'm not really that skilled in necromantics. No.
Yeah, I guess it all depends on how the first games go for him. And if he has to replace any other players who are maybe more important. Because.
Well, yeah, that's true. I believe that he's starting already the first game off without a flesh golem, and that means that he's going to be at a strength disadvantage versus, I mean, even at a bigger strength disadvantage versus Khemri, let alone the orcs and the trolls, who have a slight advantage in strength over him, but he's Necro. He can just bust through them with that claw guy.
Yeah, he got quite some nice development out of the Greenhorn Cup.
Yeah,
I mean,
he lost 3 out of his 4 games. He won.
Let's have a quick
one
look
game.
at his history. That last game was against me. That he lost. I believe he only won the first game against the Khemirates.
Against Herringzord, that's in the same league as he is. I believe that's Herringzord. I can't actually go into the game to see the SPP, but I can go into the game he had versus you.
Let's have a look at that. I believe he did get the MVP on his werewolf, but didn't get much else. Yeah, 1 injury on another player.
Yeah, he got 2 SPPs on his white with Mighty Blow. That didn't give him Mighty Blow. He was already in the game with it. But yeah, I think that Keji, he's a really, really good Necro coach. I believe that he can pull this one off.
Yeah,
I believe that he could be with that Mighty Blow werewolf. I believe that guy can carry him to top 3, top 4. I believe that he will be top 4, but he could also be top 2 if he plays it correctly. Now let's go over to Herringzord and look at his Khemri team.
The United Scarab Khemirates.
I like the name.
Yes, and the motto. Fly Khemirates.
Okay, so he has 4 Mighty Blow already. He has a tackle. He has a guard, and he has a dirty player. I don't really see him using the dirty player that much, seeing that he only has 11 players. I mean, he has 10 players, but he is going to get cloner.
Yeah, the most important thing I believe is that he doesn't have a thrower, so he will have quite a bad time picking up the ball. But looking at his Greenhorn Cup games, the Tomb Guardians just did that just fine.
Yeah, his only loss was to Khemirates.
Let's have a look at the history.
His only loss was versus Khemirates, and he went tied with an orc team. That's good. That's good for him. His skeleton even leveled in that game, and he broke somebody's catcher in the last game he had. 3-0 versus Wood Elves.
Yeah.
Something that you would actually expect from the Wood Elves. But anyways, Herringzord's team, very balanced and very scary for our first season.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to match up against him.
Yeah.
But 100%. I guess maybe better now than later in the season.
Yeah, I guess that this team, I mean, of course, if the Tomb Guardians don't die, this is the friendliest they will be this season. 100%. I'm expecting, like, when he gets a throw raw, and when he, like, levels up his blitz raws a little bit more, with piling on and more, and tackle on the other guy, this team could be yet another top 4 in the division.
Yeah, it all depends if the Tomb Guardians keep picking up that ball.
Yeah. Well, let's hope that he picks up the ball with something that's not a Tomb Guardian.
But you want that sweet free SPP on the Tomb Guardian.
Yeah, and the skeleton is 1 pass away from leveling up, so he should probably focus on a pass with that skeleton, and he can also pass with the Tomb Guardian and then touchdown with him to get a level up on the guy.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't want to do anything else on Camry. It's clearly a passing team.
Yeah, I mean they usually have a throw raw, so pass is an obvious skill on him. Like he starts with pass, so he alone reveals the whole intention of the team.
Yeah, also I have to say I quite like his names.
Oh really? Oh yeah.
There are a few good ones in there. I really like the theme.
Yeah, the theme is really cool. I like. Wait, Keji have a theme? He obviously has a theme,
I believe
but
it's.
I don't really. I don't really get it. I'm sorry, Kecherus. Don't hit me. So now, let's see.
Should we move on to
What?
the Wood Elves? Or do you want?
Yes.
Okay. Back
Let's
to
see.
Square Juan.
Yeah.
This team did play some games already.
It played games in the Green Man and the Greenhorn, and it has a scary tree.
I mean, who wouldn't want Strength 7 tree?
The big one. It's a Strength 7 tree. He got it before the season even started, so that's amazing. But he paid the price and he lost the War Dancer.
Yes.
That's a small price to pay for a Strength 7 tree. Good luck hitting that guy with 2 dice.
He will have 3 loners in his first game, but I guess that's just normal business for Wood Elves.
That's standard for them.
Yes.
He has Wrestle on the catcher. I'm okay with that. I prefer block. And he has Strip Ball Sidestep, which again is actually really good. Like, it's a normal pickup for him.
Yes.
Like, and there's really nothing special about the team except for the big ass tree that's gonna stand there and never move because you know he's gonna take root and
Yes.
And
what else would a tree do?
He never lost in the Greenhorn. He has one tied game, one draw, of course, and he won 3 games, and
that is a pretty good record.
Yeah, that's really good. That's really good. Even though he did draw versus Nerdglon, you'd expect like I don't know, a 2-0 victory. But yeah, I guess things happen, and we can't judge people.
All we do is judge people, so
yeah. Two rerolls. He has to save up for the War Dancer.
Yes.
He has 110k, so he can get him really easily.
Yeah, also he has 3 alignments who are really close to the next level up, which will also help a lot.
Yeah, kick, block, or dodge. Probably dodge on a Wood Elf team. But kick... Yeah, I really like kick on Wood Elves. If you get a blitz, it's basically a touchdown.
Yeah, so in the second game of the season, this team will be really scary if they get the second War Dancer.
Yeah, 100%. They have to get the second War Dancer because War Dancers are, at least low team value, they are the MVPs of the team. So yeah. Let's go to Yasinine. Let's see what Yas is bringing to us.
Weird Witchcraft.
Yeah. Oh, Fluffy Bunny is already amazing.
Yes.
And he has guard, so he's probably looking for dodge and then sidestep next. He has dodge, and
he has a lineman with block.
Yeah. So he was also playing Greenhorn.
Yes. Let's look at the
has
history.
he has lost 2 games.
Yes.
One of those games is to Organized Crisis, who is another guy in the division that he is in.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I really like the team.
Yeah.
I'm a Dark Elf coach as well, like in Division 2, and that Witch Elf is really good. She's really good. Another option would be Juggernaut, but really Mighty Blow is technically the best way to go.
Yeah, I personally don't like playing Dark Elf so much, so I'll just trust you on that one.
Yeah. And Guard. I like Guard on Elves in general, because they don't have Strength Axis. And Guard and Mighty Blow, like having 2 doubles in the 4 level ups that he had on the team, so 50%. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, some nice development.
He has 80k. I believe that he isn't a runner player. He doesn't run with the runner. And he has an apothecary, so next thing, obviously, team reroll. If he is feeling a little bit more greedy with the Dark Elves, and if he gets dodge on the rest of his blitzers and the guard blitzer, I'd actually even might even skip the team reroll for another witch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but going for the witch so early in the season might be a bit risky. If witches will get hurt fairly easily.
Yeah, witches do get hurt easily because they are armor 7. But with her having Mighty Blow, another witch would be a perfect candidate for a carrier. And if he gets a touchdown he gets 2 touchdowns on that witch, he could have another Mighty Blow witch or a Blodge witch in just 1 game. And that would be a big power spike for him.
Yeah, I guess. But it's a fairly bash-heavy league, so we will see.
We have to also keep in mind that bash early on isn't really bashy. They have block. A lot of these teams have block, especially the Trolls. But let's say like Chaos, they have nothing. They're a fresh team, and we'll get to them soon. So Anderson's Chaos Dwarfs. Should we move on to them?
Let's have a look at them.
Yeah. Absolutely standard.
Pempelfort Parakeets. Give me 1 second.
Nicht, dass du dich wunderst, seit einer halben Stunde ungefähr geht das Internet immer aus und an. Das heißt, ich habe jetzt seit für eine Viertelstunde kein Internet mehr.
Bei mir ist alles okay.
Ständig kein Internet.
Kann ja nichts machen.
Ja, weil es ist anscheinend bei den anderen auch, weil oben recht panisches Getrampel in Richtung Router verläuft, glaube ich.
Ich weiß es leider nicht.
Ich wollte dir nur sagen, falls das Internet weg ist, dann wundere dich nicht, ich kann nichts dafür.
Okay.
Ich gehe jetzt duschen und hoffe, dass damit Internet wieder da ist.
And ladies and gentlemen, I hope you liked your little German lesson. While he's away, I'll just go over the small bits.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay,
yes,
I guess I just cut it out later and we'll move on.
Okay. Yes, let's move on from the German lessons, as you will hopefully have every week. And let's go over the team. So block on the bull, guard on the blocker, and block and kick on the 2 hobgoblins.
Yeah,
he had a lackluster greenhorn, to be honest.
Well, he did win 3 games, I believe, and only lost 1.
He did win 3 games.
But he didn't gain that much SPP, I believe.
Yeah, I
Also, fairly
think.
much SPP on the Hobgoblins,
Oh
which
yeah,
you
a lot
would
of
want
SPP.
on your Bull Centaurs, for example.
If he got like out of Kaelsdorf, if he got some SPP on those guys, if he scored with those guys in the games that he won, he'd have 2 or 3 Kaelsdorf levels even.
Yes.
But I'm okay with it. I think that he took the team reroll. I'm not sure. He might have started with it. I'm not that familiar. But yeah, if he did take the reroll, I'd understand the 100k that he still has.
Yeah.
I don't really see him getting a Minotaur. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He has 5 blockers, so he needs one more to like have the full set, and you kind of want the full set with Choffs.
Yeah, I could also see him maybe go if he went for a dirty player on one of his Hobgoblins, and maybe just get another Hobgoblin for now, so to
Yeah,
get the fouling game going.
yeah, but I think he needs that Choff. I think he needs that Choff.
Yeah,
Like,
he could buy the Chorf right now, so
yeah.
he still would have 12 players if.
I mean, that extra guy could help him versus Chaos, versus Orcs, versus Vampires, especially. Basing the Thralls is always nice. Like breaking them, I mean. Versus Goblins 100%. Another tackle piece. Yeah. And versus what else? As well. So yeah, I guess that another Choff wouldn't hurt Anderson.
Yeah, I guess he
Anderson
was
at
just
all.
waiting for the schedule to see what he's up against.
Oh, 100%. I'd even wait with the skill ups. And not, like, give it away.
Yeah.
But they're just made our job a bit easier than speculating skill ups. So let's see what Orcs bring.
The Orcs. Organized crisis.
Yeah?
Dazzle Whaaagstaz. I totally butchered that name, but he will have to live with that.
And he has... I really hope this isn't a niggle. It's a mismix game. That's good.
The Black Orc, I believe. Yes, that's a missing next game.
So he has Guard. That's always nice. On a stroll. He has Agility. Already, the Goblin is getting a bit bloaty.
Yes.
He's almost at twice his price with just one level. And yeah, it's a bit bloaty, but early on, I don't think they minded that much.
Yes.
And he has strength.
But he's down 1 armor value with his Blitzer.
Yeah. Something that you don't usually see on Orcs. Armor 8. And he has Armor 8, Armor 9, and Armor 7. The full package. So he has won 2 and lost 2. And he's lost 4-0. I believe that in my mind, that would be a dicing, and that would be when the dude lost that armor value.
Yeah, it sure looks like that.
Yeah. It should be like that. He has 1 MVP, and 1 touchdown on that dude, on that orc.
Yes.
So I guess that he could have even leveled up game 1.
So
Yeah, the goblin just recently got the agility.
what do you think about starting as orcs with a troll or without a troll? I personally like to start without the troll because he's too unreliable for me, but I can see why he went for the troll plus 1 goblin strategy.
I agree with you. I don't really like big guys, except maybe the Beast of Nurgle. That's probably the only big guy that I'd take.
Yeah, and the crocs.
Yeah, and a human or ogre, and like big guys on stunt eating. But we'll get to those later. I don't really like loner players that much, and well, he puts a bit of unreliability on a team that's built in a way that they are reliable. With armor 9 and 4 block guys, and he even took sure hands. Thrower, and he has sure hands all right out the gate. So he's adding a bit more reliability with that, but in a way, I also don't like. I don't like the goblin, of course, because if you don't like the troll,
Yes, but if you go for the troll, you go for the goblin too.
Yeah, and that's why he went with that tag team. I guess that he can 1 turn now. And well, I don't really like the thrower, but he could like pick up the ball and hand it off to the goblin, which makes that bit easier. Right?
Yes.
Mm. Yeah. Really a good team.
He's still missing his apothecary.
Yeah, he doesn't have an oppo, and he doesn't have the 3rd reroll. He should probably get the apo so that armor breaks, like armor busts don't happen like they happen right now, or at least that he could probably prevent them.
Yeah, I guess he probably had to replace one of his players already, because he should have had enough cash to get either the apothecary or a reroll by now.
Yeah, he's obviously replaced somebody. Let me just look it up in a second. But anyways, yeah, like the Mystics game and the 2 guys that are on 3 SPP and 1 guy's on 5 SPP, if that guy passes and if those guys actually score, that team could be really, really scary game 2.
Yeah, but if you play the orcs, I guess you would want to play them early on. They still have no leveled black orc, and as said earlier, only 2 rerolls and no apothecary, so if you watch out for the 1 turn with the goblin throw, I guess you should be good.
Yeah, the only thing that people need to worry about is actually him doing that 1 turn. That could actually work because the guy's are agility 4. So, Blood Bowl 2 League Manager isn't showing divisions past Division 5G. I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah, I believe they are still the old divisions, maybe.
Yes, because I think because the competition hasn't started yet. But anyways, yeah, it's really nice. It's an okay team. I don't really like the armor bust, but hell, it happens, and I guess that it's worth keeping him because he is strength 4, and you really want to be buff on
Yeah, also
Look
he
to.
wouldn't have the money to replace the player anyway now, so I sure
Yeah.
would keep him for now.
So let's move on to the chaos. They are fresh, really not a lot of things to talk about.
They have quite hard to pronounce names.
He like the guys up front are Metal, of course, the admin.
Yes.
Metal. Herringzord is the other guy. Ornan, our champion,
And
right?
Squiggy, I believe.
Yeah, and Squiggy. And then he put this word. Is that German?
Nah, that isn't German.
Yeah, he put that word in everybody's name and like put something next to it. So yeah, a really cool naming scheme. And what he's looking for game one is an apothecary and a level up on somebody. He's fresh. He has no played games, not even friendlies. I'm not familiar if he has a team, if he had a team before. But yeah, seems like it could go two ways. He could be he could have the next team, the next killer chaos team that like the Sage has, or he can just like re-roll it if the team just goes bust after season 1.
Yeah.
Both of those things can happen. I would like to talk a bit more about the chaos, but there's really not a lot to talk about.
I guess
And
the only thing left would be, would you start with a Mino?
I don't prefer big guys, as I said. Not even Minos.
Yeah.
And let's see the 3 vampires starting vampire team that Andy has.
Angels of Lilith.
Now, I'm not sure if this is Andy or And Y90, but still, I'm gonna call him Andy.
Yeah, Andy sounds better.
14 guys, 3 vampires, 11 thralls. I guess standard, right? I'm not a vampire coach.
Me neither, but it looks like a decent start in my opinion.
Yeah,
I guess you'd also want to get the apothecary as soon as possible.
Yeah, but he also needs a team reroll.
Yes, but I'd still go for the apothecary first. But as I said, I don't play Rams, so...
Well, what I usually see, I guess, like 4 rerolls on a starting vampire team, just like on a starting Kislev team, because they have no block, and they also have the nega trait of Bloodlust.
Yeah, but you would have to go with only 9 Thralls then.
Yeah.
So I guess I would prefer the 11 Thralls and just let the Thralls die.
Yeah. I mean, they're not losing much. They're just thralls. Really what you care about is the vampires. Although, like, thralls are actually the thing that makes the vampires run.
Yes, but that's why I would go for the apothecary soon, because if a vamp gets hurt, you're left with only 2 vamps, and...
Yeah, well, vampires also have regeneration.
Yeah, but I still would go for the apothecary.
Oh, okay. At least there's something to debate upon. Also a fresh team, no games played, nothing. Like when the first week is done, we'll have something more to talk about, I hope. Now let's look at the second Chaos Dwarf team. McNaughton, the Highland Avengers.
Also a fresh team, 2 rerolls, 1 apothecary. and I would say that's a decent starting lineup.
That's actually my preferred starting lineup with Chaos Dwarves. And yeah, in a division where he has goblins, these Chaos Dwarves can, like, if he's matched versus goblins game 1, that would be amazing for him. He
Okay,
could,
but I
like,
guess everyone would like to get matched up against goblins.
I think that Chaos would have a bit of a problem versus goblins, in my opinion.
Yes, but Chaos early on have probably a problem against most of the other teams, and goblins still tend to give fairly many SPPs.
Yeah. The only difference is that Choffs knocked them down
Yeah, the tackle helps.
on both downs, on defender stumbles, and on POWs, while Chaos knocked them down on POWs and defend both downs, but then you fall as well. And that's the problem. So what he's looking here is he's praying to Nuffle he gets matched with goblins, and he's praying to Nuffle that he doesn't get diced game 1, and that he can actually break their armor and get a few levels on these guys. Because once you get levels on the Chaos Dwarfs, especially doubles, you really start like to run like a locomotive.
Yeah, also if you can like touchdown or 2 on one of the bull centaurs, that sure would help also.
Yeah, block on those two would like really make them really great players for like a fresh team. Again, a fresh team, nothing really to talk about. So let's move on to Toast Guy 7.
The last
Toast Guy.
team in this division.
Yeah, Toast Guy is the last team in GMan Division 6C, and he's going with, I believe, the standard build for goblins. Maybe I say he could take the apothecary, but that depends on game 1.
Yeah, I guess you would want the inducements. So
Yeah.
if he has to face a new team, you don't take the apothecary, and if you take face one of the already developed teams, you would pick the apothecary up.
If he faces Khemri and Dark Elves and Chaos, or like the slightly leveled up Chaos Dwarves, I can see him taking the apothecary, as he will get 2 bribes no matter what, or 3 bribes even. But yeah, standard build, no games played. He has 2 trolls, which are always nice to see. And are standard on the goblins.
Yeah, I like the names of the trolls, Goof Doof and Doof Goof.
Yeah,
but
that's smart.
Don't recognize any of the other names.
Yeah. Is this 0 turn touchdown? Yeah, or a 1 turn touchdown. It could be both. Never know, but if he does a 0 turn touchdown, that would be amazing.
Yes, 0 turn touchdowns are always amazing.
I mean, yeah, you get the blitz and you just like hope that you kind of left him open and stuff like that, and that the troll can throw him in. And yeah, if that does happen, and if the ball lands in the end zone right on top of him, the dude would live up to his name. 100, and I hope that he lives up to his name 100%.
It's always nice to have a few of those stunty teams in the league.
Yeah, and well, one stunty team in a perfect environment for stunty teams with with 2 Chaos Dwarfs and Dark Elf team with Mighty Blow and a Necro team with Mighty Blow and, well, yeah, and Orcs with Mighty Blow and Block.
Ah,
And,
he will have fun.
yeah, I get best of luck to you.
He just shouldn't get too attached to his goblins.
They're goblins, nobody likes them. I mean, he has a team filled with, like, agility 3 goblins, and then there's that one guy that just gets 1 goblin and he has agility him immediately. So let's look at the other division.
Let's head over to Division 6D.
Yes, Division 6D seems like a division where
only
there
fresh
are
teams.
No played games, all fresh teams.
And
One
this time
team...
we do have 14 teams and not 10 like in 6C. So...
With, actually, they're one team not accepting a ticket, and they're still waiting on it, and one team is being made, I believe.
let's hope so. So, let's have a look at the first team.
To be honest, really... yeah, Flylord Servants. To be honest, really, this is a normal Nurgle start. There's obviously the other option with going with, I believe, 3 or 3 rerolls and like 3 warriors or whatever, but I don't like it. There's the 3 Pestigore start, I believe.
Yeah, I also prefer the 1 Pestigore start.
Yeah, this is the normal start. This is what everybody uses. Probably the most balanced out starting team, like for Nurgle. He didn't do much with his name. Yeah, he just has a normal starting team.
Yeah,
and to be honest, this whole division is just going to be us talking about how this is a normal starting team and not much more. So let's go on to Hollywood Martial Law.
A Kislev team.
With a naming theme, with Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris being the Blitzers. 2 Blitzers start and a catcher start with 4 team rerolls. Yeah, normal. This is the usual start. Some players like to take 2 catchers as well, I've heard. But yeah, I believe that one catcher is enough because you do want the Blitzers to level up faster than the catchers.
Yes. And he will have quite a rough time in the beginning. The division isn't too friendly towards Kislev.
Yeah, but there's also nothing really scary as well at the moment, because none of these teams have Mighty Blow.
Yeah, I guess it all depends on how the first games go in this league.
Oh, and I was corrected immediately. One team has Mighty Blow 100%, and that is the Chaos team, Clawtimors Rams, which is a no Chaos Warrior team with the Mino.
Who ate all the Chaos Warriors? What a nice motto.
HUD. Well, HUD, you have a good theme going, and I hope that you have some success with this, because it's always nice to see some fun being brought into GMan. And, well, yeah, this is the fun build, the goat build with the Minotaur, the big daddy here.
The big goat?
No, yeah. No games played. A bit of a different build than what you'd expect from Chaos. Usually they go for Warriors, Rest Beastmen, but this is also a nice build. And let's see what the... Whoa. Well, okay then. So we have the Dark Elf team
Dark
with
Elf.
with Krakus as their like
Oscilliath Bladez.
yes. 4 blitzers and a runner. That's my usual start. Some people some people dislike the runner, and I'm okay with the runner. I'm okay with running him. However, I'm not okay with running a runner with dump off, like a player that has dump off on a team with 1 reroll.
Yes, I would go for 2 rerolls and no apothecary.
Yeah, 2 rerolls, no apo, and this start would be really good in my opinion as well. Fresh team, nothing really to talk about, as well as the next team, the Imperishable Four.
It's a fresh Khemri team.
Ramses the first, Ramses the second, Ramses the third.
Etc.
Yeah. And a normal build. I believe this is a normal build for a Khemri team. 12 players. I actually like that because they are a fouling team.
Yes.
Yeah.
You couldn't get anything else with the 40k more, so I believe for Tomb Guardians, 2 Blitzras, 1 Thrower, just a standard setup.
Yeah. Really good team. Like Khemri are powerhouses because of the 4 strength 5 dudes at the very start. And the only thing is their ball handling reliability, which they have none of. They
Yeah,
have one dude with sure hands with agility 2. So that's 75%. Some people like those odds, other people don't. But
well,
yeah.
as Khemri, you don't have a choice.
Yeah. Let's hope that these guys become something really interesting to look at, with Mighty Blow and some agility on the throw raw, or something to help him out.
Well, even agility on one of the skeletons would help.
Yeah, but you really don't want that. They're really there to be dirty players.
Yeah, but one a bit more developed skeleton sure doesn't hurt. I mean,
Well,
sure it's bloat, but early on, I guess you take what you can get.
Yeah, but you really, you like you said, it's bloat, and you almost double his price actually.
Yeah, but what do you do if your thrower gets knocked out? Or
Well, if your throw raw gets knocked out, I guess that you then have to like pick up with somebody else on the team, like Blitz Raw or the Skeletons. But still, like that's a lot of bloat on the team with the agility on alignment, and on alignment with armor 7 and no dodge accessibility, and like really designed to only be a dirty player or a token guard player if doubles happen.
yeah, but I still would keep the plus agility skeleton until he dies or gets hurt, and then just move on, especially early on.
I really like the naming scheme that he has: Tim, Tom, Rob, Bob, and Ken.
Yeah, those are some
What's
nice, easy to say names. I appreciate that.
Yeah, what's the next guy gonna be called? Ben?
Maybe.
Probably.
Still, we have to wonder why one of the Tomb Guardian doesn't get to be named Ramses. Maybe
Yeah,
he's special.
Yeah, I guess that he's special, or she, because it's etc. But still, he's gonna rush for the 3-team rerolls, I guess, and he's going to have to hope for the Blitzraws and Doom Guardians to level up, as well as the Thrall, so that he gets a bit more team power on the team. I mean, player power. Next we have
It's Necromantic Bash Buddies.
yeah, Snoop Dogg, Nate Dogg, Strong Thing, Stupid Thing, Kermit the Frog. Okay. And then we have Q-Tip, Fresh and Dash, Joyrider, Exhibit. Of course, Exhibit with his many hits. Kokix and Big Boy. Big Boy being, I believe, a joke from... I'm not sure, but it's a joke on Jimmy Fantastic's channel. For a Chaos Warrior. Starting with 2 werewolves and 1 wraith. 1 white. So, how do you feel about this?
I personally would go for 1 werewolf and try to get the one guy going and then get the second wolf later, because the wolves are juicy targets on this team, and
yeah, wolves are the biggest target on the team. And also, whites, they bring a bit of reliability to the team with their block skill. And Necro doesn't have block at all on the team. They do have 3 team rerolls, so that kinda does help, I guess, in a way. But I really like the 2 white and the 1 werewolf build as well. But even this build can really work out.
yeah,
If he has surfing power. If anything, he has kind of got surfing power on the team.
yeah, you can use the wolves for many things, and
Yeah.
surfing sure is one of them.
Yeah, and 2 flesh golems are always nice to see on the Necro team. Some players like 1 flesh golem, but 2 flesh golems really help out. And, well, it's a really good team. He should be rushing to buy the white next. And, yeah. It's a fresh team, no games played, as well as every other team, as it. So let's move on to the absolutely opposite side of the spectrum with the 187s. With 2 ghouls. He's going with 2 ghouls, 2 werewolves, a white, and 1 flesh golem. We just went over like our preferred starting builds, and none of us really said, you know what, I would really like to see 2 ghouls.
Yeah.
Because it's really odd to see, especially 1 flesh golem. That's even more odd to see.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's...
I personally don't really like the start he went for, but...
I also don't agree with the start. But if it works for him, I guess it works. In a way. But... yeah, in my opinion, it's one of the worst starts that you can do on this team. The only way that this start could be a bit worse, but not like terrible as well, but a bit worse, was if the flesh golem is replaced by another white.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, he especially has to be careful not to get all his SPP on the ghouls. The ghouls tend to be...
the ghouls tend to score a lot.
Yes, to hawk all the SPP, and they are armor value 7, and...
at least he has Fenrir and the Beast on the team. I like those names. A bit of Norse mythology there with Fenrir. And I guess that his white is a demon hunter, and that's appropriate because the next team is a team that really to talk about how great they are, even though it's a lackluster team. In reality, Cyber Knight, Victims of the Sun, and his big bunch of Sirs, Bretonia, a team that I hold dear to my heart. I really like to play them, but I also like to win, so I don't play them really often.
Yeah, I personally like to play Bretonians early on, but they are a bit awkward to develop.
Yeah. He does actually have good matchups versus almost every team in the division. He's good versus vampires, he's good versus Khemri, he's good versus Chaos, he's good versus Nurgle, and he's decent. He's in a decent matchup with Undead that we're going to touch on later. And he's decent in the matchup versus Dark Elves, where he actually takes a bit bashing role. But yeah, he's one of the teams, like Dauntless, is a really good skill versus Khemri, because their whole game plan early on is, oh, we have strength advantage, and like these guys come in and they're just like, oh, 3+2, 2 dice you with 1 assist.
Yeah,
They cancel it out a bit.
well, I would call this the standard starting build. Would you change anything?
No, this is, in my opinion, the standard starting build for Bretonia. I've played Bretonia for over 6 months in a local tabletop league, and I say local, although it's like 400 kilometers away from me, but still, it's in the same country. So yes, it's local, and it's the only place where I can play tabletop Blood Bowl, and I play it once a month there, and I have a lot of fun. And I play Bretonians. I've played the same team for 6 months, and trust me, with some level ups, the blitzers become real nuisances, and the blockers can also be really good. And the linemen are there to foul, especially the guy that likes trains.
Well, he is there to like trains.
Yeah. Farmer Boy Jim and Fisher Boy Bob. I like the names. Patrick, Brown, Chris. Nice. Cojones. Yay. So yeah, standard build. In my opinion, for Bretonians, there are some players that like to take 2 blockers, and I have a lot of linemen, but I'm not really up to that. I'm really up to like block and wrestle. So let's see the Khemri. This guy has a different build from the build that we saw. This guy actually has 3 rerolls, and the Imperishable Four actually had 2 rerolls. So Palmu and Skelepuns Incorporated. I love puns. He went with 3 rerolls.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I would go for 2 blitzers.
And he went with 1, 2, 6, 11 players. 11. He
yes,
went with
11.
11 players. 11 players. He didn't take the second blitz raw. So he doesn't have a spare, but he did get a team reroll, and they kind of needed. So he went a bit more into like reliability and not in like positional power. I mean, it's already positional power with like 4 strength 5 guys, but another block dude really helps the team, and a spare guy so that you can foul is also really nice.
Yeah, as I said, I would take the second Blitzer. You get an extra spare skeleton. As you said, you can foul. Also, the second block makes the team more reliable, in my opinion. I mean, sure, you have only 2 rerolls, but if you use your Blitzers for blitzing, for example, you don't necessarily need the third reroll at the
Yeah,
start.
and they're also the only player that's armor value 8 on the team, and that has movement 6. I mean, the Throw has movement 6, but the Blitz is designed for blitzing, and he's alongside Throw the fastest on the team. Well, Skelepuns live up to their name with Pelvis Costello, Nicholas Ribcage, Bone Cold Steve Austin. I like the reference there. And personal favorite are Don Trombone and Jib McRibs.
Yeah, he got some nice names going. Nice theme. I like it. But
Do you have any like favorites?
I personally like Nicholas Ribcage. But yeah, I'll pick a favorite after the first game and see how they played.
Yeah, he also has Skeletor, who I hope doesn't die, because he should be reigning evil on He-Man. And talking about He-Man, something that has to do with him, vampires. And it's the same build that we saw earlier, Goose on the Loose. I like the name, Goose on the Loose, and Counting Thralls. I like it. Counting Thralls. Count BRs, Count Adams, and the Pale Countess. I mean, there's really nothing that we can say. Like, give it a game before we can go over this division specifically. But yeah, it's a normal vampire start with 3 vampires and the rest of them being thralls.
Yeah,
Sure.
not too much to say.
And holy shit, do you see who's next?
Jimmy Fantastic.
It's Jimmy fucking Fantastic. Mr. Throw. The legend, Mr. Throw. The legend. I follow him. I'm subscribed to him. I actually love his videos on YouTube, and I love his streams, so I know all of these stupid names, and I've been with the team for like 2 seasons, and he has always had these stupid names. I mean, he met Mr. Throw was actually an orc thrower. He was named Mr. Throw, and he, I believe, in that game never actually threw the ball. I believe that he got injured the first time he got hit. But his name was Mr. Throw, which was fucking legendary. And of course, Jimmy Fantastic's personal name, Blood Bowl's Mr. Nice, because he is Mr. Nice. VGP is Batman. He actually had a season where he named every player on the Dark Elf team VGP is Batman. So when VGP casts his games, he'd have to say VGP's Batman all the time. Sextus Bones, another legend. Flapfart, another legend. And of course, my personal favorite, Guy de Couronne. Or Guy the Couronne, as some people call him as well. And, of course, something he never passes on. It happened actually randomly. Best Fagor. That happened randomly. He was just clicking names, and something came up, and it was Best Fagor. And yeah, it's brainless chaos. This is actually brainless chaos. Trust me. Team Fantastic. It doesn't get any more brainless than that. It really is. This is the standard build. Jimmy, I really hope you're watching. Fuck you, and I hope you have a terrible season. I love you. Let's go to the Crematorium Crew. Oh man. In my opinion, that's the best name that we had today.
Yeah, it's a nice name. Let's look at the player names. What do we have? Barut II.
Nothing really
Nothing.
special. Yeah. There's Boris the Revived. I like that one. There's Sextus. So another Sextus in League. In the same division. What I really like is they're called the Crematorium Crew. And their logo is a fireball.
Yeah, you have to burn. Let's hope he will get a fireball at some point.
Yeah. So let's hope that he gets fireballed. Not that he gets a fireball, but let's hope that his team gets cremated or whatever right away.
So,
He went with one ghoul, 2 mummies. I like 2 mummies. I like 2 whites and 1 ghoul.
yeah, I personally like this start.
Yeah,
You get 3 rerolls, 12
I'm okay
players,
with-
so you can follow with your zombies. It sounds like a decent start.
Yeah, this is actually a really decent, a really decent start. I do also like the other build, like the 3 ghouls build. I usually tend to go with the 3 ghouls build because it's a solid mix of dash and bash, and I actually recommend it to most players that I personally recommend it to most players in the rookie league when they ask me about undead, and I also recommend undead to the people in the rookie league because they really are one of the best team. I'd say the best team starting out right after Amazon. And even what else could be better than them, but they are really, really strong. So, I guess that we're done.
We still
with
have one invited team,
yeah.
I believe.
Yes.
An
Spartacus.
underworld team. You don't see them very often.
It's Spartacus. I'm familiar with the name, I believe. This guy could be the guy that... No, that's Spartaco. Not Spartacus. Spartaco is the guy that... I'm not sure completely on this, but I know that Spartaco or Spartacus is a guy that is a really good Dark Elf coach. So, Underworld. A normal start. I have no idea why that goblin is away from the other pack.
Yeah, he will have to fix that with one.
Yeah, that's triggering my OCD.
Unacceptable.
So yeah, this is a normal start, normal build for the Kingslayerzs. An underworld team, 4 rerolls. The the stadium's name is GG. The stadium's name is GG. And of course, I forgot to mention, yeah, Jimmy Fantastic named his stadium the Danger Zone. So yeah, I believe that's an Archer reference, but I wouldn't go right into say, oh yeah, he's making an Archer reference just because I like Archer.
So, would you go for rerolls
On an undead team.
on an underworld team?
On an underworld team, yes. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
He has
6,
11
7,
players.
8, 9, 10, 11 players, yes.
I wouldn't go for the 4 rerolls. I believe.
No. I'd also stay with 3, and I'd get 1 spare.
Yeah,
At
and maybe
least.
the apothecary.
At least 1 spare, and the apothecary could also be nice. Yeah.
It depends. Either go for 2 spares or go for 1 spare and the apothecary. But I mean, if the 4 rerolls work for him, it works.
Yeah, I guess that if it works for him, sure. Like, do it. There's nothing really bad about it. The Guillotine being his troll. I like the name. Robespierre, another nice name. Yeah. I like the names. I like the team. Underworld Denizens, really a team that isn't seen that much. But then again, I do have an Underworld Denizens team in my division as well.
Yeah, let's see what he can do with his team.
Yeah, so I guess that's it for the review.
Yes, 1 team is still missing. I believe the coach still has to make his team.
Yes, I believe that is correct.
Otherwise, I believe we covered both divisions.
We have covered both divisions, and we have extended it as much as we could. The second division, Division 6D, of course, was a bit harder to do because the teams were fresh. But I hope you really liked our recap. Please let us know what we could work upon and what we could do differently and what we are doing correctly and well.
Or just
anyways,
what you guys would like to see, what you guys would like us to expand upon.
Yeah, and if any of the coaches watch this, and if anyone wants us to do something more in depth on their team, I guess we could do it. I don't know if we could do it on 6D at the moment, but after 4 or 5 games, I believe that we could get enough material to do it. Anyways.
So I have one last question for you. Who do you think will make it to the top in each of these divisions? I know it's hard to say right now, but I want you to make a call.
Division 6C. Let's work there. So I guess it all starts, since you asked me. I see Yastenide being probably at the top of the division. He is a very, very good Dark Elf coach, and elves have a lot of potential in this league because everything in this league is pretty slow or slowish. Another team that I predict to be in the top 3 is Kedriz and his Necromantic team. And I guess that I should say Wood Elves because of that amazing tree guy that I have. But anyways, those are my 3 picks.
Yes, I personally would see Herringsword at the top. I quite like his team. If with all his mighty blow he could get going really, really fast and just...
Oh yeah, he's definitely a contender for top place.
Snowball to the top. Also, You can never count Chaos Dwarfs out. I would say the Pempelfort Parakeets are in a good position.
Yes,
So-
they have some levels. They could also perform very well, but it's really up to the first 2 weeks to like see the development of the 4 teams that are fresh, and then we can actually see. But I see the goblins like, oh, I don't see them at the bottom, to be honest.
Yeah, but I see them taking 1 or 2, maybe 3 or 4 games of some of these people.
Yeah, I see them at least at like 8th or 7th or 8th. They're there. I see probably, no offense to the coach, but I see vampires at the bottom just because if they get matched with any of these teams, a lot of these teams have Mighty Blow, and Thralls really don't like Mighty Blow. And every team has an easy way in this division, either has Mighty Blow or has an easy way to get Mighty Blow.
Yeah, so let's move on to Division 6D. Do you want to make a call or?
I believe that you should make the call first this time.
Should make the call first. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the Bash Buddies will make it to the top. I like name. I don't necessarily agree with their start, but I have a feeling they will at least be contenders for the top spot.
I see. Well, I'm familiar with Jimmy Fantastic. He is a very good coach, so I see him being probably in the top 3, if not the top. It all depends on his on the matches that he's going to get. I see Bretonians as well up there because they do have some very nice matches against Nurgle and against Chaos and against Kislev, and they can do a lot against those teams because they have 8 guys that have block or wrestle. And I have to agree with you. Bash Buddies are probably the better Necro team by build, and I could get behind them, but I can't let the Dark Elves down, even though they do have 1 reroll. But I hope that he changes his mind and that he gets another reroll.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, his start could be very bad with him not even having dodge. So yeah, I guess those are my predictions.
Yeah, I guess we made our predictions, and we will see how you guys will face off in the coming week.
We will do another recap after week 1 and every week after that, and we really hope to see some progress, and we really hope to see come back and play even in the next season.
Yeah.
So I guess we're done here, and we'll be seeing you next week. Goodbye.
And have a nice week. Have some nice matches, and good luck.
And kill something out there, guys.
Always kill something out there. And see ya next week.